this kind of event is possible only with the support of sponsors. They sponsor this event not to get the returns back. They sponsor this event to support this kind of initiatives. So I wanted to really thank from our bottom of heart to all the sponsors who make this event possible. So I want, please, yes, they deserve every claps you do. And you must be wondering why there is a round table and the theater style in the left and right. Round table is allotted for the sponsors, speakers, and award finalists. If there is a space, yes, you may use it, but please give priority if sponsors comes, on my humble request, so that you all clear. Okay. Now I would like to invite my friend Vignesh on the stage. Vignesh, please come. So as soon as we announced this program, he calls me uncle, by the way, because I'm friend of his father. நான் சொன்ன ஸ்டேஜ்லயாச்சும் அங்கிள்னு கூப்பிடாதீங்க அப்படின்னு. இல்ல உங்க மேல மரியாதை வச்சிருக்கேன் அப்படின்னா. So I wanted to say that he may call me uncle, so I don't want you to be surprised, right? So as soon as we announced this program, he called me, uncle, I will do the title sponsor. He didn't ask how much. I said, I will do it. Okay, uncle, I got to go. That is a conversation. So that is a kind gesture we have here. Vignesh, thank you so much. So we're both going to have a chit chat. We will not bore you, trust me, okay? It is very important. He called me that day. He says, uncle, I know you are working so hard for this business and you are a first generation entrepreneur. Have you thought about this? What happened something to you? Have you protected yourself? Do you have any plan for your employees? They are working very hard. Have you considered all those? My reply is, Thambi, I'm so busy. I don't have time to think about it. Then I realized why I don't have time to think about it, because I have too many options. And you need a subject expert matter to decide how to protect my life. I realized, holy boy, this is a problem. And that Vignesh made me to realize what is a problem I have. And then he came in, he beautifully understood what I want and presented only option A and B, that's all. It is easy for somebody to decide between two options. So, Vignesh, thank you for helping me on that. But let me ask you this, why Voss? Why you started Voss?
First of all, thank you. Sponsoring is one thing, but the hardest part is actually setting up all this. So I would like to give a round of applause to Arun, Sriram, and the entire team for setting up this amazing event. To answer your question, so by the way, first of all, it's been 10 years since we started.
Oh, I see. I did.
So
that.
10 to 11 years, which is
let's not talk
amazing.
about number of years. Okay.
Yeah. Makes me look older.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, Voss, so I started in wealth management in 2013, right out of college, and primarily managing money, right? Very early on, I realized that since most of our clients were entrepreneurs, they know how to make money. Y'all know how to make money. That's not the issue here, right? So, and since most of our clients were first generation entrepreneurs, they haven't seen the downside of bad planning, right? I mean, everyone's focused on making more money, but downside protection, asset preservation, these things are not thought about because you don't know, right? You don't know what you don't know, right? So that's why I kept getting these requests from clients saying, you know what? Hey, we know how to make money. Help us protect it. So, as any smart person does, you listen to your clients. So I pivoted. 2-3 years into my business, I moved purely into the risk management side, gave up my securities licenses, and focused primarily on the insurance and risk management side. And here we are, 10 years later.
Great. So the answer I was expecting from you is, he is coming from an entrepreneurial background. His entire life surrounded himself with entrepreneurs. He knows what is the challenges entrepreneurs are facing. He knows what challenges they are facing and why they are overwhelming it and why they need to protect. The reason why he could able to give a so comprehensive solution is because of the environment he grew up in and also the knowledge he gained and on this. So tell me, what is the top few problems you are solving?
Yeah, the first thing is, again, so if you run a business, you got a CEO, you got a CFO, you got a CIO, CMO, you got a bunch of different people in the executive team, right? Fundamentally, do you have that for your personal finances? 99% of people don't, right? So what we try to do is we act as a catalyst for you to make that change, right? Now, do we do everything? No, right? We're not experts in everything. We're experts on the insurance side, but insurance is purely a product, right? I mean, it's a commodity if it's not done right, right? 90% of this comes down to planning. The planning is what, and it's long term, right? All these things, this is not 1 or 2 years. This is generational. You're trying to create generational planning wealth, right? So that's what we try to do. We try to solve problems by making you think about them, asking the right questions, right? You got to ask the right questions to get the right answers, right? So educate people we meet. Try your best not to sell, because we're not in a selling business, right? I mean, this is something that truly has to come from within, right? So it has to strike a chord. So
great. So why people are not have a knowledge on the options available, the solution available in the market?
Well, I think knowledge is one thing. I think there are too many options available, right? And there are too many products, and just there's too much going on, right? In the world of AI technology, it's easy to, scale and commoditize things, but this is a people business at the end of the day. You're dealing with people's finances, right? And what I realized, what I'll tell you is what I did 4 years ago helps me today. What that means is people want to know you're going to be there to help them and are there for their benefit, right? And not for you. And if you consistently provide results, people see that, right? So people don't want to necessarily talk about these things. But at the end of the day, it happens, right? And most of the people we work with, they probably end up spending 5, 10%, 20% of their wealth during their lifetime, right? So again, it comes down to asking the right questions and making sure that they're doing this for them, and it should come from within, right? So it's about you can't really sell this stuff. So you have to feel that it comes from within, and you have to how do I say it? Yeah, it's just it's hard. So we're just there every day educating people out there in the world, and people like Arun and other clients of ours hopefully put in a good word for us, and that's how we get out there.
So I know when we buy a car, I know that I have to take that to a service and maintain it. How about my life insurance and policy? Should I buy it? It has to be visited. How long? How frequent it has to be visited, or it has to be upgraded? Tell me about that.
Yeah, again, insurance is a product, right? It's just another product, but the average person buys insurance 7 times in their life. But more often than not, the strategy and life changes, right? I mean, what you were 10 years ago are not what you are today. I mean, when you started out your business, the goal of buying insurance at that point might be to, protect your downside. But as you grow, that changes, right? In our business, we have we divide it into 3 different places. So survival, success, and significance, right? So each person goes through these 3 stages in their life, right? Survival that could be anyone. So it could be a startup that's just surviving, right? And where downside protection is very important, right? In which case, insurance serves a very different purpose. It's purely downside protection. Second stage is success. At this point, you're succeeding, you have excess cash flow. So now it's not just about downside protection. You're looking forward. It's like you're swimming, and then you can finally look up and, see what's next, right? So that's the second step. Third is significance. Normally, this is when individuals have had an exit or multiple exits, right? So what does this all mean? And in this stage, you find majority of people we work with, they realize that money is just a tool, and I mean, how much more can you spend, right? I mean, $1 to $10, 10 to 100. I mean, at some point, this, it doesn't really matter, right? So what is the significance of the wealth we've created? How do we, you're stewards of this wealth, and how do you best steward that wealth and pass it on to the next generation? So the stages of your life really determine when, insurance is one piece of it, but, your estate planning and a lot of the other stuff comes into it, right? So we just try to stay with people throughout, and this is not a product sale. It's about a long-term relationship, right? So we see our clients grow with us, and that's part of the joy. And hopefully that goes from generation to generation as well.
So I wanted to share one experience. I remember when I hear his answer. He called me a year ago saying that, Uncle, do you know you're growing? I said, yeah, man, absolutely. I'm working very hard for that. But you know that you didn't upgrade your insurance to protect your growth. We have to visit. I said, I'm busy. Okay, how about next 3 months? Let's put it in the calendar. He forced you to protect us, to protect the growth we are bringing in. So when I describe Vignesh, he not only provides the financial insurance solution, he also maintains it. He has a great set of staff members who calls, make sure that you stay top of it. That is phenomenal. So kudos to you, Vignesh. So I'm a great bargain. And I asked Vignesh, okay, if I'm going to do this, what is in for ATEA members? That is what I asked him. I'm a good bargain guy. Right now, they are giving the time. They're going to listen to you for 10, 15 minutes. What is in for them? So, Annamale, can we play the next slide, please? So I asked him to give a special offer for us, right? So I asked him, what offer you can give? So he kindly accepted to give this 2 offer, which you are seeing in the screen. Number 1, he told me that we have to do an employee benefit compliance check very often. In your company, when you're running a company, you need to check whether you are compliant, right? And I told him, and he said, Uncle, it's going to charge $1,000 and I can give you $500 discount. I said, come on, man. I want the entire $1,000 free. So if you run a company, he's going to do a free employee benefit compliance check audit. Please do this QR code and then fill the form, and he has to do that. Okay, that's a deal.
So what I'll add over here, so anyone that has a company, employee benefits, right? So 3 areas: cost, service, compliance. Cost, obviously everyone cares about money. So if you want the cheapest for the least amount of, the best coverage for the least amount of price. Service is an intangible, right? So the third area where we see, especially in the 2 to 250 space, most companies we deal with and brokers we compete against, compliance is often overlooked, all right? And this is an area where, as you know, I mean, taxes, there's so many different things that are happening outside in the government. This is an area the DOL is coming after. So ACA compliance, wrap documents, there's so many of these things that the average company hasn't done and most brokers don't know about. So what we did is we have a compliance tool. So it's not great. If you haven't done a lot of things, it's going to show you that. So you have to be willing to look at it. So we can, all we can do is guide you on the right path, right? At the end of the day, you got to do it. So that's what we're willing to do. So we'll give you a full report at the end of the day, showing you, your compliance risk score, and we'll guide you on how you can fix it.
And then also he agreed to give 10% on discount on individual disability policy. What that means is, if you work today, you make $300K per year. For some reason, if you're unable to work tomorrow, that could probably happen. How do you make the $300K for your family? Then he asked me that question. And I asked him back, how do you do that? He says, it's very simple, uncle. Get this policy will take care of everything. I said, holy boy, I didn't know that. So it is in our next meeting agenda. So he's going to give, he also agreed to give 10% discount on that as well. So I really cornered him, accused him to get this. So please make use of it. And Vignesh, congratulations for all your success. Go ahead, give it. We have 30 seconds.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
So what I'd say is, disability insurance, that was the first thing I did for myself, by the way. So I think it's probably one of the most selfish things you can do, right? I mean, it protects your income. So a lot of y'all might have it. If through your group coverage or your individual, you can protect up to 2/3 of your income. So in partnership with ATEA, so if you are a member of ATEA, you can get a 10% discount on your premium, whatever that might be, simplified premium. So thanks to
Thank you,
his
Vignesh.
negotiating skills.
Thank you so much. And he's going to stay here. And also in the evening, we have organized a separate room in the corner. So like the office room, question we can go clarify all the questions. They have agreed to set up a booth for us. We can go and ask questions, getting clarified. So we are a people of action. So he's going to be here. So we made that arrangement as well in case if you are considering. Thank you so much, Vignesh.